Alrighty, hey guys, lots of new stuff this week. Let's just jump right into it. First off is that after last week and all of the craziness and still getting used to learning online, like I said, we are going to be moving to a completely new style. The new style we're going to be is basically a college style. It's just going to be way easier for everybody. It's going to be basically two discussion questions a week, probably like a Tuesday, Thursday kind of a thing, and then a main assignment due on Fridays. Except for this week because this week is Good Friday and that's a holiday. Also, I'm only going to be making like one video a week for you guys. So this video is going to lay out everything. It's going to be explaining the whole week. Unless something weird or crazy comes up or I need to make another video, but that's my plan. It's just for you to have one video on every day of every agenda just to explain everything for you to go back and look at. One thing before we get into everything that I want to show you guys is also talking about getting ready to go to a college style. This is an example of my essay, one of my essays from school, from when I went to Grand Canyon University online. You can see here, it's not exactly the way yours will look because this is using the APA format or the APA styling, and we're using MLA for college. But you can see it's got a title page, and this is what we're working on right now is our CRAs. It's got the intro. You see that first paragraph right there is the intro, then it goes into the body. There's the first paragraph of the body, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, okay? And then my conclusion at the very end, see? There's my conclusion, all right? Then at the very end, my works cited page. You can see that this essay was not a very long essay, okay? So I put my references. So that is an example of a university or college essay, all right? So I just thought that'd be cool to show to you guys since that's what we're actually working on, to show you guys a real example of that. All right, let's jump into the rest. Okay, so what are we actually working on this week? I want to show you this calendar. So like I was saying, we are going to a college style. Here's a calendar just to show you as an example. We're going to have, you can see this is the week that we are in. I'm pretty sure, right? Today is the 6th. Don't ask me why Saturday and Sunday come at the end, or why Sunday is at the end instead of the beginning. But starting here on Mondays, you can see just for this week, because this Friday is Good Friday and that's a holiday, I don't want y'all to be working on that day. I'm going to move everything forward. But on next week and the weeks to come, you can see what I'm planning is having a discussion question due every Tuesday and Thursday, which is exactly how I did it when I went to school. And then the final assignment due like on Fridays, okay? So it's going to make it way easier. It's still going to allow us to get the learning and the grades that we need. If you look at the week we're on right now, for this week, there are 2 discussion questions. One is due today and one is due Wednesday. And then at the end of this week, on Thursday, your intro paragraph is due. Okay, guys? And that is it. Like I said last week, you are not required to turn in a whole essay. All I'm asking you to have ready to be turned in on Thursday is an intro paragraph with the thesis sentence or the thesis statement at the end of that paragraph. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at today's at the agenda for this week. This agenda isn't complete because I still am making this video. Whenever you're watching that video, it's going to be at the top of the agenda, and then I'll have some other stuff down in here. But first off, like I said, we're only doing one video for the week, which is the video that you're watching right now. Then the deadlines, okay? The discussion questions, like I said, are going to be due Monday and Wednesday this week, discussion question 1 and 2. So you have 2 days to do those normally. The final intro paragraph, which is Roman numeral 1, will be due Thursday. No school Friday for Good Friday. Hallelujah. And then, of course, this week's objective, which is basically the whole point of this week. This is what we're doing. Okay, this is what you're doing. You're going to write the intro paragraph with a thesis sentence at the end. That's what is due Thursday. Okay? B, complete essays are not due. Only the intro paragraph, like I said before. C, continue writing your intro paragraph. That's the first part of the essay, just the first paragraph. Continue writing that in your Google Docs. Okay, remember, you're all supposed to be building this essay little by little in a Google Doc or maybe a document on your computer. Okay, here's the link to the MLA template like I had shown you from the very beginning. Okay, it's right there if you need it. And then your links to your handwritten papers will be right here after you get done watching this video. There will be an example of the thesis again right here, and then of course I have all of those prompts if you want to look at those again. So if you want to look at any of that, just go and it'll be there. All right, guys, here we are. Welcome to my presentation. This is pretty cool, right? So this is kind of some of the stuff I was showing you guys last week with the outline of an essay. All right, so this is my essay lesson, and basically we've got let's just do a little bit of review really fast. So we've got the Roman numeral one, or the Roman numeral I for 1, which is the intro. Okay, then Roman numeral 2 is the body, and then Roman numeral 3 is the conclusion. Okay, so let's go back through these just real fast. So we know that the intro is the only thing we're working on this week, okay? It's the intro paragraph with the thesis statement, okay? So that's what you need to have ready to be turned in by the end of this week, is just that first paragraph, okay? It's one paragraph with your thesis statement, which is just one sentence at the end or somewhere in the intro, but usually at the end, okay? We are not working on the rest of this stuff this week, okay? I'm going to undo what I just did there, though, so that we can concentrate on the rest. All right, so basically, the body, which is what we're going to be moving on to next week, if you remember, this is where you would provide evidence. Okay? And basically that is by in either one of these paragraphs here is where you would cite sources or give like a quotation of what somebody said. Or maybe a quotation from like an article or something, or a journal. All right. What I've decided for this, the coming weeks, and for this project of the whole CRA project that we're doing, is I want you to go ahead and just forget about having 3 body paragraphs. Now, this isn't normal for college. You normally would have to have probably at least 2 or 3 body paragraphs. But for this class, for this assignment, for right now, all I want you to use is at least just 1 body paragraph, okay? So you're just going to be required to have 1. But anyways, we'll get into that later. So let's move on, okay, with our review. Then let's go to back to the conclusion. We know that the conclusion is basically just one paragraph that restates basically what the thesis did, but now it's restating it with the evidence that you have provided in the body, if that makes sense. Okay, so just remember, for this week, we're not working on any of this yet. All we're working on is the intro paragraph with the thesis statement, okay? And here is an example, and this is also on Echo, on the agenda. Here's an example of an example thesis statement, okay? So basically, We know that Roman numeral 1 is the intro paragraph. Okay, so let's say this is your intro paragraph. Okay, and then basically your last couple of sentences right here would be your thesis statement. Okay, and what that does is it basically sets up going into the body. So that thesis statement would go right here at the end, usually at the end. So say this is your intro, right? It's a whole paragraph, but you still have to have this whole paragraph as the intro, because if it was just a thesis statement, then all your intro would just be these this one last sentence, and that really wouldn't be much of an introduction. So basically, this whole paragraph, what it does is before you get to the last two sentences, or I'm sorry, the last sentence, which is your thesis, you want to give background information all through the whole rest of this paragraph, if that kind of makes sense. Okay, guys? So that's all we're working on. Next week, we'll move into the body paragraphs, which would be below this. But for right now, I just want y'all to worry about and work on developing this paragraph. And then at the end, you want to put that last sentence is going to be your thesis, okay? Which is basically introducing the person, the reader, to your essay.